2020 was a difficult season for all of us. We were lucky enough to be able to get on the boat, social distance, and enjoy ourselves. But the season wraps up and comes to an end. And as October flies by, it is time to haul out. They blocked us up real nice, but they put us in a little tight. The head needs to be winterized also. So we need to open the seacot from the saltwater intake, make sure that gets cleaned out, no water in it, and then we add some freshwater water system antifreeze. We put that in the bowl, and then we pump that through so that that will wind up being in the holding tank. I also went on deck and threw a gallon in the holding tank so that that doesn't freeze up and crack over the winter. The freshwater system was also filled with the domestic freshwater antifreeze. We use damp rid to keep the moisture down inside the boat. Would prefer not to have mold all over. I place them in the sink in case there's any spillage, it will just run out. We built the wooden frame and PVC piping. Any of the joints we cover up with some scrap carpeting so that it doesn't have any sharp corners for the tarp. The tarp had to be cut and seamed for the mast and all of the stays. Did that at home and then brought it up. Took measurements, cut it, and then rolled it back with 5200 and a rope inside so it had strength. As we covered the boat around each one of those areas, I then used duct tape. It's actually a Gorilla tape to cover each one of those seams. We might switch to Velcro next year. This is much cheaper than getting shrink wrapped, and I think it's more environmentally sound.
I'm using gaffer's tape around the mast to hold this tarp nice and tight around the mast, nice and tight. Hopefully no water gets in. Okay, I think I want to put a piece of rope around this too. Help to tighten it up.
All of the seams are sealed with the tape, and we do leave some opening for some airflow. We want to make sure that the snow doesn't get in there and then create water that can freeze. But with an overhang, we do like to get some airflow in there to help alleviate any mold problems. We want to tie it up nice and securely. We also want to make sure that none of the ropes or the tarp can get hung up on the stands. Nothing should be tied to the boat stands. So she's all covered up nice and secure for the winter. We will come up there a number of times to check to make sure everything's okay. And we'll count the days till we can be uncovering and starting a new boating season. Hopefully next year will be a better boating season with more longer cruises and more adventures. Until then. We'd like to thank the crew at Viking Marina for the care they took of blocking and setting up the stands on the boat so that it would be secure this winter. And we can't wait to get back in this spring.